From the Tennessee Valley Weather Channel, this is a Tropical Weather Update.
Fred Gossage here in the Tennessee Valley Weather Center on this Wednesday, August 6th, 2025 with your daily tropical update. And we are continuing to still watch Tropical Storm Dexter out in the open northern Atlantic, spinning around here off the east coast of the United States and the southeast coast of Canada. This is continuing to move off to the northeast over the open waters and not expected to be a direct tropical threat to land here for the foreseeable future. But as we get into early next week, as it is already turned into what we call an extratropical low pressure or a regular low pressure that's tied up into jet streams and frontal systems, that will affect western areas of Europe early next week, but it won't be tropical anymore by the time it does that. You can see some convection starting to try to wrap back around the eastern parts of the center of circulation, but a lot of the thunderstorm activity, the convection has moved off to the northeast side because of strong wind shear as the low pressure ties itself up into the upper level jet stream. But despite that, it strengthened a little bit today, and a lot of that has been because of the wind shear acting as exhaust for the system, helping ventilate it. Now, that will be a temporary strengthening mechanism, but it will also help transition it over to being extratropical or being a regular type of low pressure system. Here's the latest advisory on Dexter. A new one comes out at 4 p.m. Central Time. But as of the late morning, maximum sustained winds were ticked up a little bit to 50 miles per hour. Pressure is down under 1,000 millibars now, moving east-northeast at 15 miles per hour. And you can see here on this track, it will continue northeastward. Notice the wind speeds do strengthen a little bit over the next day or two, but that is as it's transitioning from a tropical low to a non-tropical type low, and it will move over the northern Atlantic and over toward western areas of Europe as we head into early next week. Not a threat to the United States. We have a couple of areas that we're still watching over the Atlantic Basin. National Hurricane Center downing the chances of our system off the southeast coast a little bit, and I think this is the right call. I think these numbers will continue to trend downward. That's now a 30% probability, a low risk of becoming the next tropical system. What we're watching is a wave that has come off the African coast and moving westward out into the Atlantic. That's your big 60% threat area here. Early indications are this initial system would likely recurve in the northern Atlantic, even though chances of it developing into the next system are increasing. It would be Aaron if it does develop, Ferdinand after that, and then we're watching another wave that's still over Africa that will be moving off the next couple of days. It may be at a lower latitude, and we may have to watch that one a little more carefully out in the extended range. We'll take a look at tropical satellite here. And first, we'll check out our system off the southeast coast. There is a little more thunderstorm activity with it today, but everything is still disorganized. And we're just not seeing really strong signs of this really getting its act together. So honestly, I think the chances of this becoming a tropical depression or a tropical storm are decreasing as we go forward in time. Here's our tropical wave out in the eastern areas of the Atlantic. It is organizing a little more. Not a tropical depression or anything. It's still an open wave, but signals are increasing that this may make a run at becoming the next depression and possibly tropical storm Aaron as it continues west-northwestward. And again, it is likely to recurve out into the open North Atlantic waters. We'll be watching that very carefully, but what we are watching behind that is another disturbance out here in Western Africa that will be moving off the coast the next 24 to 48 hours. Extended range computer models are really hitting on this, having the possibility of developing into a tropical system as it gets out into the Atlantic. And the difference with this one, it will be tracking at a little bit of a lower latitude, which may give it a better chance of preventing itself from recurving northward and instead tracking a bit more westward. So we'll have to watch it a little more carefully out into the extended range, but we're still talking about 10 plus days from ever being a threat to anybody if it does develop. So it's way far out there, and any of the things that you see on social media about a U.S. landfall with computer model data, that's way out 14 plus days. Nobody knows that far in advance. So we'll watch it very carefully, but any potential threat from it down the road is way far out there, way too far for anybody to know, even if computer models are starting to pick up on it. We'll watch it very carefully, but we have plenty of time to do that. And we will let you know if it does start to become more likely that down the road it will be a potential U.S. landfall threat. Way down the road, way too far out to worry about it, way too far out to be scared or anxious or anything like that. Don't pay attention to the social media hype. Doesn't mean it won't happen. What we're saying is it's way too far out in time to have even the least little bit of an idea. We'll continue to watch it very carefully. We're getting into that time of year where we have to watch all these waves coming off the African coast, and we will do just that as we head through the days and the weeks ahead. Our next regularly scheduled tropical update will be Thursday, tomorrow, airing at 3 p.m. Central Time.